got off to a hot start. I mean, a lot of the things that you carried over from the Louisville game, from defense to offense. I guess where does that first half rank maybe in what you guys have done, and what was maybe the difference in the second half?
I think a trend with our team right now, for some reason, is we come out really strong in the first half, and then the second half comes, and the first 4 minutes is what we talk about. The first 4 minutes, the first media timeout, we want to win that, and recently we have not won any of it. I mean, Toledo came out and absolutely kicked our butt in the first 4 minutes, and I mean that kind of set the tone for the rest of the half. They outscored us. We were up by 26 at one point, and they cut it down to whatever how close it was. So that's a trend on our team. We got to find that consistency for sure. Just being sure that we come out fast in the first half, and same thing with the second half.
But the job you guys did in the first half, though, I mean, that's
Oh
allowed.
yeah, I mean in the first half we took care of the ball. I think we only had 4 turnovers. I think in the first half, and so if we can take care of the ball like that, we get more possessions and more shots. And if we're able to draw two when we get into the paint and hit open shots like we did in the first half, especially from three, then I mean we're a great team.
What kind of leadership did you see, maybe from Gabe Brown, especially in that first half, kind of to break through so you guys could start seeing the shots fall?
Yeah, I think Gabe and Malik did a great job of just making sure that we came out hot, and they do that every game, making sure we come out hot in the first half, and now we just have to translate over to the second half. But Gabe and Malik were very vocal, and they were very energetic for us in the first half especially, and I think that's one of the reasons why we jumped out like we did.
Max, the turnovers cut down to 12 today, so that wasn't it. But did their pressure bother you, or was it something else when they cut it from 26 to 9?
Like I said, I think it's just the fact that we didn't come out to play in the second half, to be honest. I don't know if it was anything they did really. It was mostly self-inflicted wounds. We didn't come out in the first half ready or second half ready to play. We came out really slow, lethargic, and in the first 4 minutes they took it to us, and to be honest, it set the tone for the half.
Max. Oh.
Me? Max, just wondering, when you got here, were you expecting to get some of the defensive assignments you've gotten like these last couple games, and what has it been like to kind of take on challenges like that?
It's certainly tough. I think it's a really big transition period for me right now in these past couple games especially. I got a lot, 14 shots I think, so that's pretty good, but at the same time I only made 4 of them. And so I think it's just an adjustment for me, getting that assignment on defense. Everybody's sort of shading towards me, or they're just making it difficult for me. And I think it's just a transition period. I'm going to do my best to not stay frustrated. It's going to happen. So it's just something for me that I have to work through and not feel sorry for myself and just keep working at it.
What else in your defense? You've been tasked with their top scorer the last
Yep.
game. What is that like?
Honestly, I'd say from last game where I shut my guy down for 0 points to this game, it was probably a pretty big disappointment myself, especially. I mean, 21 points is unacceptable, to be honest, especially for me where I have a goal to be the best defender that I can be. It was a letdown for sure from Louisville to this game, so that's something I have to improve on.
Max, you talked about the adjustment and your defensive effort that you had last game. You driving to the basket this game. Is the game starting to slow down for you a little bit? And if so, I guess which aspect do you find yourself improving in most, offensively or defensively?
I'd say for improvement, I think my defense has improved a lot. Set aside this game, which is just going to happen, but for the most part, these past couple games, I think defensively I've done a great job. And then offensively, the game is slowing down for sure. I just need to make sure that I'm staying patient with myself, especially with these past couple games where I'm feeling the attention from the defense, making sure I'm staying patient with my shots, getting good shots, not forcing anything, and just staying patient in general. So I'd say improvement defensive-wise, I've done a better job for sure.
The past 2 games, you've been taking on a little bit more of a ball handling role, especially in transition. How comfortable are you leading the break, and how do you feel like that fits your skill set?
I think it fits my skill set perfectly. I know I can handle the ball. I think I can run the team if I'm tasked with it. I don't have any pressure really to bring the ball up the court and feel pressure from the defense. I think I've worked on that ever since I got here and leading up to this point for sure. So I think it's something that I can do for sure. If they're tasked with me bringing the ball up and leading the break, that's something I can do.
Max, back to the topic of you defensively guarding some of the other team's best players. You talked about Louisville. Tonight, Rollins did finish with 21, but from what I noticed, you played pretty well on him. A lot of his came on other defenders. Obviously, you guys have Bingham and Walker defensively, but you kind of, like we talked about, starting to come into that role guarding the other team's best players. Is that something you guys as a team or you and Izzo have talked about personally, tasking you on the other guy's leading scorer?
I'd say it was more of a personal goal, to be honest. I know in my high school years, maybe years leading up to this, I wasn't necessarily as good of a defender as I was now, and I didn't really task myself with being a great defender. And so now I think if I implement the defense into my game, it could lead to my offense eventually. If I'm playing hard on the defensive end, I get steals, rebounds, and I run out, I'm going to get wide open shots. So I think it was more of a personal goal, and I showed that in practice, and then now it's turned to a point where I'm getting put on their best player.
Thanks, everybody. We'll have Coach Izzo in here shortly.
Thank you, guys.